Let's talk about what is not a listing appointment, because there's always some confusion. Maybe some of you are going on what you think are listing appointments, but they're really not listing appointments. So you see right here, stopping by to check out the house, that's not a listing appointment. So if you're talking to a seller, maybe it's a for sale by owner and expired, you say, hey, you know what? Let me stop by, take a quick look at the house, and we'll take it from there. First of all, that is not a listing appointment. And the reason that that is not a listing appointment is because when you show up, they in their mind are not going to be waiting for you to present the paperwork. And even if you did, they're going to think that you're very salesy, and they're most likely not going to sign anything. Dropping off information, again, it's not a listing appointment. So it's cool if you say, hey, you know what, Jennifer, I'm going to stop by your house. I'm going to drop off some information about myself and my team. That way you can get to know a little bit about us. Again, that dropping off information is not a listing appointment. Stopping by because you might have a buyer, but you really don't, that is also not a listing appointment. Now, hopefully, those of you that are watching this right now are not doing that, but I see that happening so many times, especially with for sale by owners. There will always be agents that reach out to them and say, hey, you know what? I might have a buyer for your house, but I need to stop by and see if it's a good fit. Or they say, yeah, you know, I have a buyer. Can I stop by and take a look? And what they end up doing is that they end up showing up to the house. And then once they're in the home in front of the seller, they try to do a bait and switch and try to convince them to list with them on the spot. So again, that is not a listing appointment. Also, stopping by to meet with them with the intention that you're going to try to convince them to list with you, and you're going to make them sign on the spot. Again, if you have to try to convince someone, I mean, you probably already lost them. I don't like being convinced to. I want to see the value that you bring to me. And again, if you are just showing up to someone's house thinking, hey, well, you know what? When I'm there, I'm just going to convince them to sign with me. Most likely it's not going to happen, because again, it goes back to the previous slides where I mentioned the preparation.